A soldier who had only trained for 3 days fell asleep on his first day of standing guard, attracting the sergeant to scold him loudly. Adam instantly woke up when he heard the officer's rebuke. Just at this moment, the Grim Reaper on the hillside was attracted by the sergeant's scolding voice and looked at Adam with a mischievous smile. The next second, he came to Adam's side and made a face to try to get his attention. Adam was terrified when he saw this uninvited guest. However, the sergeant was still staring at him from the side, so he could only pluck up the courage to stand guard obediently. At this time, the Grim Reaper intensified his actions and kept pulling faces again and again. But when it saw that Adam remained unmoved, it got angry and flew in front of Adam. Although Adam was very scared, he didn't dare to move his body. The next second, the Grim Reaper reached out to help Adam scratch his nose. Adam could only close his eyes to resist, so he came behind Adam again, pulled off his hat strap, and scratched Adam's ears. Adam couldn't stand it anymore and quickly threw a punch. But the sergeant's loud rebuke came from beside him again. Adam immediately stood up straight with a aggrieved look, but he still refused to let Adam go and began to make trouble more and more recklessly. Adam finally began to fight back. While the sergeant wasn't paying attention, he lowered his gun, wanting to use the butt to knock out the Grim Reaper. But how could a human keep up with the speed of a god? The next second, the bayonet was stuck in the ground. The sergeant's voice came over again. Adam hurriedly pulled out the bayonet, but the more anxious he was, the more he couldn't pull it out. In the end, it was the Grim Reaper who helped him. Adam fell to the ground. With the Grim Reaper's company, time quickly approached the end of the shift. Although Adam had been tortured by the Grim Reaper and lost his spirit, the Grim Reaper was still in high spirits. The Grim Reaper came to the trigger of the gun and cocked it. Adam instantly became nervous. Seeing the Grim Reaper's hand gradually approaching the trigger, Adam showed a pleading expression. But the Grim Reaper's smile became more and more brilliant. Just as the Grim Reaper used his hand to pull the trigger, Adam's psychological defense instantly collapsed. He pulled the trigger himself and broke the glass of his employer's house. At this moment, the sergeant walked over and announced the order of dismissal to him. Although Adam was very unwilling, he could only take off his hat and leave obediently. But after he had walked a few steps, he found that the Grim Reaper had turned into his hat and appeared on his head.